Alright, we're at a light, so I got some time. Hey everyone, this is going to be my spoiler review. I didn't want it to be, again, in the car by the wheel, but that's just how it happens sometimes. Because I do want to get this out before Monday night, and my goal is to get it up tomorrow morning. So, Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen it fucking enough times to definitely talk spoilers, probably more than a lot of people out there. Most people out there. I saw this movie 4 times. Should already show my opinion. If you didn't see my review for it, that I just did a regular non-spoiler review, you can go check that out if you don't want to be spoiled, but you can kind of tell from the gist that I would see it 4 times that I really fucking loved it. That being said, I saw Thor: Love and Thunder 4 times, and I really, really did not like that one. I just went opening night, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, and then I went again, and I was like, I don't think I like this, and then I went again with friends because they were in town, and I hadn't seen them in a while, yeah, and then I forced other friends to go to see their opinion. But after we did that, we went to go see the Fathom event of Transformers 1, the Michael Bay one, and that was a lot of fun. So everything kind of counteracted. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, rest assured, I fucking love this movie plenty. It's my favorite Marvel film, I would say, since Infinity War, and it is my 3rd favorite Marvel film overall. I guess I should say MCU, but then again, the only other Marvel film that I could think would be above it would be Spider-Verse. Outside of it, Logan would be close, but I still think I like this more than Logan. Out of everything in Marvel. So yeah, for me, top 5 Marvel films, not just MCU, would be Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is probably my favorite. Probably Spider-Verse, then Infinity War, then Guardians 3. Part of me wants to say it would be another. I'm gonna say Logan. I think maybe would be the closest bet on it. But I fucking adore. It might be Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It's either Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or Logan would take that 5th slot. But overall, favorite trilogy of superhero films, and maybe just my all-time favorite trilogy now, might be Guardians of the Galaxy. I think James Gunn crafted a perfect goddamn story for what he's trying to tell. He managed to take not the story. He doesn't want to arc into the MCU all the time. And obviously it has to follow MCU timeline, and it has to have some continuity to it, but he isn't trying to tell an MCU story. He is trying to tell a Guardian story about the characters of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he has done that ever since. The first movie is our introduction. The second movie is our development of everyone when taking on this journey just a few months after uniting as a team. So now they're kind of officially starting to become this real family, not just a group of friends, but truly bonding together. And up against Peter Quill's dad, Ego, which is probably in general, probably the most dangerous villain they went against out of all 3, but definitely not the most threatening. It's easy, this one. But that movie is kind of fighting against, there's a thing about fatherhood, but also fighting for family and trying to realize that people around you, they're more important than just these basic friends that you have between the first movie to now. Rocket Raccoon in that movie is genuinely pushing people away so he doesn't get hurt if someone possibly passes away that he just loves. These are his, not just again friends, they are genuinely his family. And by the time we hit this new one, this is a full-on family united thing. They have been through so much together, through the Thanos snap, through the passing of everything, the death of Gamora, how it affected Peter Quill, and the return of Gamora, and how she is different. This is the 2014 Gamora, so it's a complete different take on what her character is. Sorry if you hear the rain. If it starts raining a lot, I'm ending this video very quickly, but for now, I think it's fine. It's truly a fucking brutal, sad, and depressing movie. There's a lot of humor. There's some great action. Exactly what you'd want from a Guardians film and a James Gunn film, sure. But it is the darkest story. Somehow, I think that besides Slither, which is a dark comedy, this is the most fucked up and depressing film, though, that James Gunn has made. Hands down. This is a dark movie. And that comes with our villain, High Evolutionary. And now that I can get into spoilers, we're going to talk mostly in this video about Rocket's past, the 2 post-credit scenes, the very ending, and maybe some key funny moments I really enjoyed. Let's start with Rocket's past. Quickly in the movie, after Adam Warlock attacks Rocket, he's pretty much bleeding out and dying. And we constantly go to flashbacks every time we at an important time to build Rocket's arc and how it's connecting to now, where our Guardians are traveling. And once they get to the villain, the first time they walk in that room, that's when we get that ending arc and that snap, where you see High Evolutionary, after Rocket has proven that he's maybe smarter than him. He figured out what would stop these animals on these experiments from growing just to be angry, and they could be calm, peaceful animals, but who have evolutionized so much. He figured out what the issue was with the whatever the fuck amino proteins. I can't say the whole thing because I don't know, but he figures it out, and they're just like, huh, how do you do that? And because that worked, the immediate thing that happens with High Evolutionary is he looks at Rocket like, how the fuck did something so pitiful and putrid as you manage to like do something this smart? How did you get past me? If I created you, who am I? Like, I can't be weaker than you, and you can't think of yourself as better than me. And it's such a fucking like interesting villain arc just to see this guy have a full obsession over this one guy just to see like what makes him better than him. Because obviously he's just this, to him he's just a gross little rodent on the street who he fixed up to try and make him better, as more so just an experiment. But they were throwaways. They weren't Batch 90, which is going to be the ones that go to counter Earth in the film. And High Evolutionary has this giant arc, and eventually he tells everyone, after now we have our new Batch 90, the ones who can go to counter Earth, the perfect specimen and species, we can just fucking kill all the other test experiments, including Batch 89, and that would be all of Rocket's friends, Lila, Teefs, and Floor. And just that scene, whenever he gets out and escapes and just gets to finally interact and hug Lila for the first time, like the true bonding of friendship that they think they have a chance to escape, and just you just see her fucking die, and her last words are just sky. Oh my god, dude, it's so depressing. And this is a villain that doesn't let up. I say there's two ways to write a villain: either horrendously fucked up that the audience will hate him and want this character dead, so you're rooting against him heavily, or you need to write a character with some form of empathy. They are humanized, even if you don't agree with their terms and ideas. There's something about them that you can respect as a person, but you just don't believe what they're doing is right, and that the stand-up against it is powerful. Like, Thanos is a character emotionally relevant to the audience, but simultaneously, you want to see that fucker lose just for what he's doing and what he's put our favorite characters through. Same way with Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger and Black Panther, and a lot of other villains. Some Marvel villains have really nailed this. I think Ego is kind of in the middle of that, but this villain is just truly fucked up. This is a hard movie to watch because of this villain. He yells a lot. He abuses animals. He blows up full civilizations he created and murders millions of people. And he just does it without like any hesitation or giving a shit. And he just sees everything he's doing is right to get to the perfect point that he believes can drive society forward, make it better than, say, Earth. As he tells Quill that they have the right idea, the music, the art, the literature, but they are just fucking ignorant and don't know what to do with it. And yeah, I can perfect that. But he never really does, and everything just seems to go fuck up. But that's also where all his driving obsession comes with, is with 89P13, aka Rocket. And just seeing that just change happen to the character when he's way calmer and he's training Rocket, and he's just like, kind of like, you're going to be a throwaway anyway, even though he's training him to be smarter as an experiment. Once Rocket shows him up, the complete change for the character for the rest of the movie, as you see him, is just so much more brutal and aggressive than he originally was, and he's so fucking threatening. He's not necessarily the strongest villain. Like, Ego's a full-on fucking planet, and they went against Thanos as well. But there's just something he's so sinister that it can just fucking rip you apart just watching him just destroy civilization and life and these creatures and these beautiful animals. It fucking hurts to watch, and it's so well done that I have to give Chuck Woody, who plays the High Evolutionary, good credit, and say that Rocket's arc is the best arc of this film. As Lila tells him, it's your story all along, you just didn't know it yet. And he's the one, once he goes back and survives, because they are able to resurrect him, very quickly he just discovers, that he is actually a raccoon. He's come to true identity with himself and the love of it. When he sees the raccoons in the cage, and he just pulls them all forward to him just because of the connection he has, and he doesn't want them to suffer the same experience. It's such a fucking depressing movie. It's genuinely, I could start crying right now. Oh my god. It's so well done, and James Gunn just knows how to write these characters and all their arcs, as well as like the Gamora and Star-Lord arc. It's really good. I'm glad that they didn't get together. They acknowledge that she's different. She can have a connection with them and find love and see that their family and friendship is truly something special, and she does not want to break apart that, and she learns that throughout the entire movie. But she's still the dick, and she's not the Gamora that would fall in love with Peter necessarily, even if she has started to get an attachment to him. They just weren't meant to be together. This is just not how it goes, and I love that learning, because this movie, as James Gunn said, is he was fighting against the issues of motherhood and overcoming the death of his mother, and now he has to fight his father because his father is evil and overcoming that. And this is, as I think James Gunn said, overcoming yourself, your fears, your problems, your issues. And it's for every character in this film. Nebula kind of bullies Drax and Mantis, but they do have a purpose. Mantis wants to go out and have freedom. She wants to go see what the world is like from her perspective, because all she's done is slave for Ego, and now she's worked for the Guardians. And while she loves these people, definitely more than like Ego, she hasn't gotten to have her own freedom. Drax was known to be a father. They finally rekindled that arc that Drax loved his child and he loved his wife, and that's why he wouldn't dance in honor of his wife. But he would also like to entertain these children in the movie that they saved from the High Evolutionary ship, and he is truly meant to be a father, and Nebula acknowledges that. Nebula is a full-on nice guy. She cares about these people. She's made them their family now. It's so cool what they managed to do with that. Groot's kind of just the backup in this one. I think Groot's big emotional moment came in the first one. I think Baby Groot is adorable, but Groot's always kind of been that, like, he loves these characters and truly cares for them. Like, when he hugs Rocket, he's always there to protect people, and here he's like a really good use who can fucking fly. He can do a ton of things, and I really enjoyed that. They made him just kind of this coping thing. This background character is a lot of fun in this one, but it's still great to see a lot of his moments, because he has some really cool moments. Trust me, if you haven't seen it, you'll love what they do with Groot. And just everyone in this fucking movie has like a genuine arc, and it's so good to see that they could come back if they wanted to. They could do more with the Guardians, but they left it off to a point where if they don't, it's already good where we have it. It's not like we need more. And personally, seeing where they left off and that actually has a conclusive ending, even if they want to bring them back, this is truly conclusive enough. I really appreciate that. All right, let's talk about some things in this movie that I think will be divisive. Adam Warlock. It seems like people are mixed. I see some people say that they like the use of him in the movie and that he's funny and they enjoy his character and they want to see more from him. But I also see people who say, like, it's just kind of a messy setup. And it is a messy setup only because we've been promised Adam Warlock since Guardians 2. We've had this long 6-year gap, and obviously that's partly blamed to COVID and the James Gunn firing and the fact that he went to do Suicide Squad first, and that can kind of all tie in together that we haven't seen this character yet. But Will Poulter, I think, is good in the role. I've grown to enjoy his portrayal of him. I don't necessarily think he's important to the plot of the story. He doesn't get a full-on arc. He's just kind of a character that hopefully we see more from and is expanded on a little bit more sophisticatedly and done better. He's fine for the movie he's in. He's in a movie where we're already juggling 6 big character arcs for Drax, Mantis, Nebula, Gamora, Rocket, and Groot. We're juggling their characters, the main Guardians, and even have some character moments for Kraglin and Cosmo and a few other side characters, and we have this really grand villain and explaining a full backstory on Rocket Raccoon. So you already have a packed movie, and this is the finale, temporarily at least, for at least James Gunn's The Guardians trilogy. So there's a lot that you have to kind of correlate there. And I think Will Poulter's funny, I think he's interesting, and I think he is extremely powerful, and we could see a more sophisticated adaptation with him in the future, depending on what they do, if they come back with the Guardians, because he's on the new team, if you saw the mid-credit scene. Or he could just be off on a solo adventure, they could do something more with him when he appears. But I hope we do see him again, because I think there's a lot more to be opened there. But for now, I don't think we can shit on the adaptation. It just feels kind of like an afterthought, because it has to be an afterthought for a film that is about the characters, the Guardians. Again, James Gunn cares about these characters. He cares to tell the story of these characters and their lives. It's all about character and character development. And just Adam Warlock, while you can develop him a little bit and have some fun moments with him, he's just not the prominent thing to focus on in this movie, and I think that's fine. Now, let's get into some character moments. Alright, what character moments should I talk about? First, I'll get into some that I just found like really funny and entertaining moments really quick. I love I heard some people say that at least I saw like two critics who said it's kind of weird that James Gunn just puts all his friends and family in it. He's always going to do that, but I enjoyed the Orgo Corp scene where they break in there. There were some really funny moments with the characters. I love whenever Mantis makes Mantis makes this guy, like this receptionist at the desk, Bleedle Snorp, fall in love with Drax, and Drax is just like awkwardly trying to be like, okay. He's just trying to avoid it as much as he can. That's a great moment. James Gunn's wife getting shot in the leg. That's funny. I enjoy the action scene there, played to Earth, Wind, and Fire's Reasons. That whole sequence is just a fun kind of high sequence. It's something we've seen the Guardians do, but they're obviously more in like a time sketch because, Rocket is kind of dying in the on the ship right now after the injury that Adam Warlock gave him. But I enjoy that entire sequence. It's a lot of fun. It feels like we're broken into like 4 sequences, like Nowhere in the Beginning HQ scene when Adam Warlock breaks in, Orgo Corp sequence, Counter Earth sequence, on the ship sequence. And it feels like we're in those 4 big areas for the chunk of the movie, and that's a good way to separate it. A lot of the stuff on Counter Earth is pretty funny. It feels like it goes by a little too quick, but I think it's perfectly fine for what it is. It still works with the story overall. And there's some really good moments there, especially at the family's house. I love when he draws the image of them. It's just like a really basic drawing. They're like, that's really good. And Drex's like, can I hang that on my wall? And they're like, yeah. It's like, I reckon I can tell who that is. It's just like, it's so funny because it's just like this like quick sketch that I believe I heard Chris Pratt actually like drew out in that like few seconds, which is pretty funny. I love, again, when Rocket Raccoon discovers that he truly is a raccoon and sees him. And whenever fucking High Evolutionary busts in and starts calling him 89P13 will never be better than me. And he just keeps yelling 89P13 and he's like, the name's Rocket Raccoon. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. It's such a well done moment because like it is corny. We've seen the characters go like, it's this. No, my name's Bond. James Bond. Name's Rocket Raccoon, because it's not only him standing up to this fucking guy who ruined or what he believes ruined his life, but this escape and led him to his other friends and family in some way, but he's just also standing up to this fucking asshole who killed all his friends. And simultaneously, he's acknowledging that he's finally a raccoon. He truly sees where he came from, and he acknowledges it in such a sweet and fucking badass way. But he doesn't kill him, and he leaves him be, which also, leaving him be, he probably fucking died. That shit blew up. Simultaneously, I'd probably rather die if I looked like that. That motherfucker, Rocket fucked him up, and I gotta respect it. I'm like, dude, you ripped that motherfucker's face off. That dude looked like... It's brutal. Like, when you first see his face, you're like, shit. Like, you can tell in times that it's kind of bordering an R rating, like a light R rating, but it's bordering it. Like, I saw Knock at the Cabin recently, and I'm like, shit, there's probably more blood in this than Knock at the Cabin. Speaking of Dave Bautista. Yeah, there's just a lot of things here that I really, really enjoyed. And continuing with that, one more character moment that I want to talk about before I end this. I want to talk about the development and this one sequence with Groot. I'm sure people know the ending with Groot after they announce that Rocket is captain, which is a great moment, and they all go their separate ways, and they play Dog Days Are Over, which is fucking beautiful. How it is utilized, it makes me cry every time. But the moment when Groot says, I love you guys, it's truly above We Are Groot is still the most emotional impact he's had with words in the first movie, but just seeing him say, I love you guys, is just like, it's so fucking beautiful for like just so many different reasons. Like, God, does it hit fucking every time. It's just like, it's funny, it gets that shock out of you every time, but it's also just like, it's so sweet. I've heard the theories, and I kind of thought it too on my second viewing, like, I wonder if like he is just saying I am Groot, but it's us, the audience, finally understanding what he's saying. Like, they kind of give us finally like what he's actually been saying this whole time. I wonder if it's still said in the script, like, I am Groot, but he really says I love you guys, and you actually get to hear I love you for real. And it's such like a good character moment that everyone's been wanting to hear. Like, will he ever say another word? It seems like it's fine with what it has. But you get that moment right at the ending. Groot's final words in the movie. And it's just like fucking right there. And it works so well. And it develops the whole thing. These guys are truly family. And of course, he loves them all. And we love them all. And it's sad they're going to be gone. I mean, hey, the second post-credit scene says Legendary Star-Lord will return. And it's possible the other Guardians do return in that new group. But I just don't know how it'll be without James Gunn. I'm curious where the Star-Lord thing comes into play. I'm sure we'll hear about it at least within a month of what that kind of means. Because you don't just say Legendary Star-Lord will return if that motherfucker ain't returning. And they put a big font on there to let you know he's coming back. So I'm excited to see what happens. I fucking love this film. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I could see it in years following how like Guardians 2 grew to be a perfect film for me. In a trilogy watch, this is kind of a perfect film. I have like a few things of unnecessary scenes, some little gags here that don't 100% work. Adam Warlock does feel kind of pointless, even though I enjoyed his portrayal. I think it can be 50-50 in some way, but yeah, I could see this just for me perfectly working out in like a year or so. Like, sometimes you just have to sit with superhero films. That's how I always feel with superhero films. It's a bit different on how I rate them. But nonetheless, it's a fucking awesome film. It should be making more at the box office. Please go see it. I hope the word of mouth is spreading for it because it's doing really good. I hear a lot of people say it's the best Marvel film since Endgame. That is true. It's actually the best Marvel film since Infinity War. Because Endgame, while a fucking epic film, it can be a little messy in storytelling, but we can forgive it because it's still a lot of fun and great. But this film is fucking peak Marvel. I adored it. One day it might be my favorite Marvel film. Who fucking knows? It hits me hard. So, and Rocket's been my favorite MCU character since he was first introduced. And now that we've developed him this far, yeah, it's truly something special, especially for me and for Guardians fans out there. So thank you, James Gunn. I can't wait to see what you do with DC. 9 out of 10. That's the end of my spoiler review. Upcoming reviews, maybe I'll review Polite Society. It'd be a short review, and I'm hoping to see Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And this upcoming week, we have Fool's Paradise, Hypnotic, and Book Club. I might take my mom to see Book Club for Mother's Day, so maybe I'll review that. I don't know. I do plan to review Fool's Paradise, and if I see Hypnotic, I will, but I don't know if I'll have time to see it, because my priorities are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Fool's Paradise, and Book Club. I've seen this enough. Maybe I'll see Guardians one more time if I can, but I adored the film enough to still do this review and praise it. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you've seen Guardians and checked it out. It is worth your fucking time and money. Trust me, great film. Pull this up. That'll be it. Bye.